Hey everybody, this is Cyanide here, and today we're going to be starting a new series that I want to call Gamer School. I couldn't really come up with a better name than that. But essentially what it's going to be is me breaking down my clips, and also I want to have it later to where you guys can send me clips, and we see what I did right, what I did wrong, and how to get better. This game is a 23 kill solo squad game in PUBG, so why don't we go ahead and just jump into it. So, first thing that kind of comes up here is where you're gonna land, right? That's always the first thing in PUBG. I'm never a big fan of landing at like one house out in the middle of nowhere. I like to fight. I like to get out there and do stuff. So we're gonna drop prison. Now, when I drop, I don't necessarily always look around me, right? The reason for that is I want to just get down and focus on getting an offensive countermeasure, right? I'm not necessarily worried about my defense, and in this clip I actually kind of missed the pistol and grabbed the vest first, which I should have grabbed the pistol first when I hit the ground here. Um, but you always want to focus on your offense before your defense, almost always, because you can have a level 3 helmet, level 3 vest, and a guy that has a gun is going to kill you because you don't have a gun. So that's the first thing. Next thing that kind of happens here that I want to kind of bring light to is sound. The reason I wanted to bring light to sound here was because this guy right here in this freeze frame, I heard him land. I heard him land and I heard him jump off. So when I hear that, I want to turn around and engage because I don't want this guy to come into this house and get a gun. That's the number one thing. I want to get that offensive countermeasure and start engaging immediately. I don't want this guy to be able to pick up a gun. I don't want this guy to fight me. I want him to go down because the idea here is to do as much damage as possible and take as little damage as possible. So that being said, we move in, we put this guy down real quick, and then we continue trying to find something better than a pistol. So once I've got this guy down, I'm not necessarily worried about killing him anymore. He'll bleed out eventually, but I am worried about his buddies, right? So I get the nearest gun, which happens to be a shotgun, and load up. Now I'm listening for other sounds, and I'm not sure if you heard it there, but I just heard a grenade tink. So this guy's throwing a grenade. It happens to be a smoke grenade, so it's nothing lethal. I know he's outside. He probably doesn't have a gun. So I continue looting the rest of the building to try to get something, more suitable to help me out, like that choke right there. That choke is huge. So I go upstairs essentially to make them come down a singular path, right? Because they have to come up that staircase. There's no other way they can get up there. And I start hearing footsteps under me. That's the big thing, is when you start hearing footsteps, you can kind of assume that they're coming for you, and that's what you need to be worried about next. You don't have to go anywhere. You just have to sit there and engage while they come up the stairs. So one thing I want to take note of here is I want you, when people come up the stairs, to look at their character. Not necessarily look at what they look like, but look at what helmets they have on, look if they have a vest, look what guns they have, because that can tell you how you need to fight in this engagement, right? So I'm looting, I hear a guy coming up again, but I hear his feet in the grass, not on the wood. So that way it gives me some time to get that last bit of shotgun ammo. Then I see this guy come up the stairs. When I see this guy come up the stairs, he has a level 3 helmet, which lets me know the next shots, don't put him on his head. Put him on his chest. There's no reason to shoot this guy in the head anymore, because once you do that, you're going to fuck up his helmet, which is exactly what I do when he goes down, because I stopped thinking and I shot him in the helmet. Now look at that. That is a half blown up helmet. That helmet is destroyed. So now I've got a half level 3 helmet when I could have had a full level 3 helmet. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to leave that Car 98 there because I don't have any optics. 2, it's still a close range engagement, right? The UMP is plenty of range, but the entire engagement area that I'm in is going to be close range. There's no way that somebody's going to come from the hill yet. There's just no way. I haven't been here long enough, but I am going to gather everything I can from this building before I move. Because I know there's still other people here because they were fighting. That other group I just killed was fighting somebody else, and I only killed a few of them. I didn't kill all of them. So I know there's still at least one other group. I'm assuming they're in this building. as I get closer to this building, I start hearing footsteps. So this is very important, right? You want to minimize your sound and maximize their sound. So you can tell pretty clearly there's a guy above me and there's a guy to my left. So what I want to do here is I want to engage this in a way to where I'm fighting one at a time. I don't want to take all three of them at once. That's probably the worst thing I could do in this scenario. Right here, this guy is going to start coming down these stairs. And when he does, I take him out, but I don't kill him. I don't kill the knock. Because I'm not worried about killing a guy that can't fight me. I'm worried about killing his team, which can fight me. So I'm listening. He sounds like he's going to go to the window. He doesn't go to the window. Now he's coming to the door. Once again, we're not worried about the knocks. We're going to kill this guy. Right here, we're going to down him. And we're going to reload. We're ready to re-engage because the next guy is coming in. Now, right here, this guy just sprints in. I don't want to do what he just did. I don't want to sprint into his room. I want to take him out tactically. I don't want to just run in there. So I stay at the door, lean in. He's down. Boom. That's all of them. That's 7 kills at the beginning of a game without really breaking a sweat. Everyone came to me. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit. So that way you don't really have to watch me sit here and loot. Because it's time consuming. When you're looting, though, try to do it quickly. I know that sounds like a no-brainer, but when you're looting, you take longer than you think you do. I sped this clip up by about 700%, and that was still quite a while. So as I'm going through the woods here, I want you to notice how I'm panning left and right. I'm not just running straight, right? I'm panning. I'm making sure that my angles are clear. So that way I can just keep going towards zone. That's the biggest thing is you want to move towards your zone. You don't want to just go and loot random houses and then take extra zone damage. You don't need to, right? These are all on my path to zone. I'm not just going out willy-nilly. Now, here, I'm pretty close to zone, but I'm not super close. But I want to bring attention to this right here. So, one of the biggest things is going to be picking a fight on your terms. In a game like this where it's one life and that's it, you want to have every engagement go your way. And what I mean by that is right here, I'm preparing. I know zone's going to hit me, and I hear a car coming up in the background. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to prepare for the zone to hit me, and I'm going to try to get a vehicle. Even though vehicles kind of are death traps in this game, and you'll see that here, I just want to have a vehicle just in case I need it to get to the next zone. So I prepare for this engagement. I've got boost, and here they come. I aim ahead of them. I get 2 knocks. I don't finish the knocks. This is huge, because if I finish the knocks, then these other guys have nothing to come for. Now, I push up to this tree, and here's the thing. These guys are calling me out, but the callouts they're giving aren't going to be good. They're not going to be good callouts. They're going to say, he's at the tree. These guys are going to be going, what tree? What are you talking about? Give me a direction. They're not going to be able to give them a direction because they're not facing the same way their team is facing. It's just going to be a gigantic clusterfuck. But I see this guy, okay? I see this guy on the right. And essentially, when I say the right, most people, when they get out of a vehicle and they're ready to engage somebody, they fan out. They instantly fan out. Most of them don't like stack up on each other or anything. They don't look, they just fan out. They space. So I can pretty much assume this guy is going to be the right side guy, and the other one that's left is going to be the left side guy. And the way I can assume that is direction of the car. The car went right there. I'm literally looking at the car. So the car is there. This guy comes out of the passenger side. He goes right. The other guy comes out of the driver's seat, and he goes left. So once I engage this man, I need to look left. Once again, I'm not worried about getting called out. I'm not worried about anything else. I'm worried about putting down the last 2 guys of this group and then getting loot. Because if you notice, I really don't have a lot of ammo. I've got 60 rounds left. 60 rounds, solo squad is absolutely nothing. So we're going to continue. We're going to move on, and we're going to take out the rest of these guys. So another thing here, once these guys are done, I need their ammo, I need their gear, right? They're probably pretty kitted. Here's the thing, don't get greedy. I'm outside of zone. I know that. I have meds. I know that. So I can take quite a bit of zone damage. I have a full med kit. I have bandages. I think I end up dropping the bandages to hold more ammo, because in solo squads you need more ammo. But don't get greedy. Don't sit out here, especially getting towards the end zones where you're taking like big chunks of damage. Don't sit out there and loot. Don't do that. that will absolutely get you killed. So I'm gonna go ahead and loot the rest of these guys, and then get in their car and drive into the next zone. So right here, I know I have to cross the water. Looking around, I see that Sea-Doo out to my left. I take a little extra damage here, but just because I accidentally jumped out of the buggy while I was moving. But it actually brings up a great point here, is not necessarily overthinking a situation, but thinking tactically, right? So I take that extra damage, I'm like, shit, I didn't need to take that. I'm taking zone damage. And I've got plenty of painkillers, I've got plenty of energy drinks, so I drive up, and I go to heal, and I look, and I have 5 med kits. And I'm like, man, should I use one? And I go, no, I shouldn't. The reason I opted not to use one and just let my overheal, like my overtime heal, take the damage for me and take the health, is because I only have 5 med kits. Like, 5 med kits, that's a lot. That's not a lot, because say I fight a squad, there's 4 guys, and each one hits me once, I have to heal. That means I have enough health for one fight, which is not really enough to do anything for me. So I need to save as many of those as I can. So as I drive up here, I am looking, I see boats on the beach. I probably don't just want to beach there. I start taking shots. And of course, when you're getting shot at, you want to swerve, right? You don't want to sit there and just drive straight, because even though you're going fast, you don't just want to be a straight moving target, because you're pretty, I mean, you saw me rip those guys out of the car. You're pretty easy to hit even if you're moving quick. It's not that hard. So we're trying to get to the other side of the beach here, because I do want to get on the beach. I don't want to be on this Sea-Doo. Now, one thing that happens here with this boat coming up is I choose to take a fight that's not on my terms, and we quickly see why that's a bad idea. So I see this boat. I know it's manned, then they're shooting at me. This fight is not in my favor. There's 3 guns versus 1. No one has cover. But in the heat of the moment, sometimes you have to try to weaken what is coming, which basically means this is a full squad and we're getting close to endgame. If I have to fight a full squad with full health, full ammo, and everything else, I'm probably going to start having issues. So I make the decision to try to at least weaken these guys and maybe get a kill, maybe not. And it kind of pays off, but it's extremely dangerous. I really shouldn't have done this. But you see, I basically stopped, changed seats, accidentally pull out my pistol, and then accidentally pull out my car. They get the first shots off, and then I return fire. I knock one of their guys. That guy is dead. You cannot revive someone underwater. And then I go. I don't sit there and try to have a gunfight. I go. My boat's health is low. My health is low. I want to get out of there, and I want to re-engage from a fight that's more favorable for me than them. Because that right there, that's a fucking firing squad. And you're not going to win by dancing in front of a firing squad. It's just not going to happen. So keep swerving, keep moving. Just don't sit still. Don't sit there and let anything like that happen to you. Just keep on moving. And then we kind of pull in here. I jump off a little early, take a little more damage. I really need to learn that let the vehicle stop. So one thing here is they're either going to do one of 2 things. They're either going to chase me or they're going to loot. See, those are their options. They're going to chase me or they're going to loot. They decide to loot. Therefore, they're in the water and they can't really do anything. I wish I had an 8x here because I probably could have taken some of them out. But one rule I have is take the shot, right? If you see somebody like that, you can take a shot. You might get him, you might not. If in this scenario, if I hit that guy and he falls in the water, he's dead. That's a kill. That's another person out of that squad that's weakened that I don't have to deal with. So I take a couple shots, and I start hearing vehicles on the bridge, and that kind of makes it to where I need to worry about what's going behind me. I take a couple shots in the back, so I moved to the nearest thing at cover, which is this tree. So a big thing here is when you get shot, you need to know where it's coming from. You need to quickly figure that out. I said, hey, I'm going to get shot in the back. It's on the bridge. So I move over here to this tree, get healed up a little bit, get boosted up. You always want to be prepared. So when I'm getting prepared, the next thing I'm going to end up doing is moving to these houses that's more solid cover. Now, when you go to houses at the end game of PUBG, my rule is if there's a house in the final circle, someone's probably in it. So you'll see when I come up here, I am moving quickly in between the houses, and I'm ready to engage. I'm ready to engage every time I enter a house. I'm ready to fight. I don't want to sit here and just get caught off guard. I don't want to sit here and walk into this house and there be 4 dudes sitting in a bathroom prone down on top of each other, right? So at the same time, I am still looting, right? I'm still getting gear. I still need stuff. I need more meds now. I've just healed a bunch. I need a new vest. My vest is absolutely shredded. I think I have like 3 health left of my vest. So I'm still here. Like, I still need to loot. And that's another thing I like to bring up is when you've got slow time, loot. But at the same time, don't let your guard down. Just because something's not looted doesn't mean someone's not there. That means they just didn't pick anything up. That means they shut the door and just walked into the building. So as you can see, I'm walking through, I'm checking everything out. But at the same time, when I'm moving in between the buildings, I'm quick. I don't want to walk in between the buildings because there could be those guys in the boat coming up behind me. There could be the bridge guys moving on me. There could be people from a hill moving on me. That's kind of to my right about now. They could be moving down the hill. They'd be getting pushed from the beach. At the same time, I'm kind of attempting to watch my own back, right? Like, I'm going back here. I'm rechecking the beach. And here's the thing. I see that boat again, and you want to take the shot. When you take the shot, you have the odds of things like that right there happening. You have the odds of getting that snipe out of the boat. That's another guy weakened out of that squad. That's 2 guys in that squad. And I will end up re-engaging these people later. I will fight those people at the end of the game, which means all that work I've done so far was 110% worth it. So I think I'm going to speed it up a little right here so you don't have to sit here and watch me loot. And we'll get on to the next segment. So right here, I noticed something in the water. It's that small white line out there, and that's someone swimming. So when you see something like that, you really have to investigate it and really pay attention to what is going on. That's something you just see out of the corner of your eye, and you just want to see what's going on. So when we take a look at that, through the scope here, we do see that, yeah, it's fucking dude out there. Which means a lot of times people aren't going to be alone. And it tells me there's also people coming up behind me, which, you know, the water line is behind me, which, and a lot of times you think if the water is behind you, you're safe, because are people going to come out of the water? Most of the time, not. So I know I've got at least one guy coming up behind me. Most of the time, normally not one guy. So, because the thing is, his team totally could have been underwater, and I would have never seen him. So I moved back into the building, and the thing is, I don't hide in the building. I don't sit in a corner. When you're by yourself, you want to do as much damage to someone coming into the building before they get to the building, right? So I essentially am using this as, I have 4 walls of cover, but I can shoot out of it. Now, right here. So right here, I catch those guys from the boat moving up, and I need to know if they see me. I don't think they do. They may have seen the door open, but I know they're going for this building. So once again, minimize your sound, maximize their sound. Take a peek through the window as I walk past. I see one in there at least. Then I see another one run past. So I know there's at least 2. So there's one down. I knock him, and I'm expecting this to be the last guy. I knock this guy, and I go, oh shit, okay, I knocked this guy. Now I need to heal. I have no health. I do not have enough health for a re-engagement. So I go, I heal up, and then once again, you be prepared. You painkiller up while you have time. I don't hear a single thing. I don't hear footsteps. I don't hear anything. So what that tells me is I can assume this guy already is in position. So I lean, thinking he's going to be there. He's not there. He's not here. So take these 2 guys out. And now we have to be on the hunt. We have to find this guy. Remembering that this guy came from the water. I look to the water. And, of course, we are playing on Xbox. So, and look at that. He crashed. So shoot the wall, of course. And then find a better position. Take this guy out for the last kill of that squad. And we're going to loot him up here. Because, once again, we want to be prepared. There's 22 alive. And I need ammo. I need to be able to fight these guys. I need healing, right? There's things that I have to have in solo squads that you have to have a lot more of than you normally would. Because once again, you're fighting multiple people. You have to suppress fire yourself. You have to precision fire yourself. You have to do everything. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and leave the building because we got to push zone. So this right here is where it kind of gets a little nuts. So we're pushing towards zone, and we kind of push out into the open a little bit here because I just don't want to be behind. I don't want to be in those houses and stuff and get caught. So I start getting shot at. I go, oh shit, all right, we're getting to the rock. So we get to the rock. Right here, this is what I call an anchor point. And what I do with an anchor point is essentially I'm leaning out both sides of this object, and I'm not leaving the object. I'm fighting from here, but I'm mixing it up, right? So two peeks left, we do a peek right, we peek left again, we peek right, we back up from the rock, so our head's in a different spot, we move closer to the rock, we do things like that, so it mixes the enemies up. Now, while I'm shooting at them, I hear shots on the bridge, so I know they're going to get pushed from the bridge too. And I'm assuming there's people up to my top left. And I'm also still, having to keep an eye on this gunfight, right? So, I'm trying to rip these dudes up. Not even necessarily kill them, just take their helmets off, take their body armor off. Because if I have to fight them again later, once again, not having that helmet, not having that body armor, that's going to turn that one shot into that 3-shot into a 1-shot. Now, right here. Driving towards me, I know that he's probably going to come straight towards me because he really doesn't have any other options. So I need to stop worrying about the guys on the bridge at this moment and start focusing this buggy before this. I shoot a little high over his head, and now I have to reload when he gets here, which puts me in a kind of a bad spot. He comes in after some potato aim. I finally kill him. His downfall there is he didn't aim. He hip fired and walked, which is why he was able to outrun my aim. But at the same time, he wasn't able to hit me as much as he would have liked to kill me. So then I go back to re-engaging the guys on the bridge, get a couple reloads in here, go back to doing the same thing I was doing, fighting for my anchor position, hitting them, they're hitting me. Now, I notice my vest is pretty shredded, so I really have to stop taking hits like that. And I also notice that they are shooting at a guy over here. So I need to worry about this guy now, engage him. He goes down, they get him. Now, once again, just because I'm concentrated on the guys on the bridge does not mean that I'm not looking other places, right? I'm focusing them. That's where my fire is going. But my eyes are not just staying on them, right? I'm looking around. I'm fighting. I'm ready to fight from other directions, right? I'm ready to make a move, shoot other guys, while still engaging these guys. And they look like they're in a fight, too, without me shooting at them. They look like they're doing something else. They look like it's not just me shooting at them. So, then out of the corner of my eye, I see a guy moving down at the bottom of the bridge here. And this is something I stress a lot, is rate of fire over precision. In this game, a lot of times hitting those long-range shots is pretty hard. When I can take 1 shot, why not just take 6 shots like that and get the knock? That right there was the guy from the boat earlier. That was the same team that I sniped out of the boat. So I know there's at least one more guy left. I hit him to kind of make it to where he's going to go down soon. And then I'm looking, and boom, there's his teammate. I take that precision shot and miss. I take another precision shot and miss. And I go, okay, well, how about we do this? How about we just put some rounds down range? Boom, there's a hit. There's another hit. Now he's panicked. Boom, keep shooting at him, keep shooting at him. He is panicking, right? So now I need to move. I notice zone is moving. I need to be with zone. I've got guys on the bridge, and I've got guys coming down the hill. Okay, I see those guys coming down the hill over there, and I say, all right, I need to find a position that's in zone that I can fight all these directions from. This rock is about the only one. I would take the rock over the tree. I have a wider base of cover, and I can cover all directions. Now, just because I see those guys there doesn't mean there might not be somebody behind me. So I turn, I look, I'm looking for like a solo, just laying in the grass, right? I don't see anybody there, but I need to wait for the zone to close so that way I can be sure. So I keep looking around a little bit. Now it's closed enough to where I'm pretty sure there's no one back there. And I need to start engaging this secondary group that came down the hill. So I see this guy go to this tree, and this is huge because I see he has an M249. I need to take him out of the game. Now, he goes down. That's the last guy from that squad that was coming down the hill. So right now, I know I've got these guys on the bridge, and I've got a guy under me. I think that there's 2 guys under me because I never got the guy that was down, and I think that this guy right here is just waiting to get peeked. So I'm sitting there, and I want to hold this angle, and I want to try to get a good shot. I want to try to get the best shot I can. But I'm sitting there, and I don't want to take too early of a shot. I don't want to give away my position. And I end up doing that because I'm pretty sure if I shoot, I can hit somebody, and I can't. That's a mistake I've made that I really shouldn't have shot because now I know where I am. So now that they know where I am, I'm kind of in a position to where I need to put down a volley of fire more than I need to take precision shots, right? I need to take them out as quickly as possible, and I don't need to sit there and try to get headshots. I need to just shoot them. So right here, this is actually pretty big. They space out, right? They space out. So I can see this guy. He's going, and I want to kill this guy now. So he gets that tree, he's going to get res. I don't want this guy to get res. So I take him out, and a guy went left, right? I see him. He peeks that middle tree down there. I see his head. So I need to take out the active shooter, which is this guy right here. That's the next guy I can hit. The other guy is obscured by the smoke grenade they threw. So the other guy wasn't going to get me. The guy at the tree was. So that was my next threat. Now I'm checking this guy here. I check my right because I'm pretty sure the last guy is on my right. I'm like 99% sure because he can't be down there and he can't be behind me. So this guy decides to push through the smoke, just lead him a little bit. A couple little shots in front of him. Boom, he's dead. He tries to jump out of it. And right there, boom. This is the guy from the boat. That was the guy from the boat. So all that work paid off for that kill. That every time we fought those guys on the boat, it led up to that moment. And that's one thing I really want to stress when it comes to PUBG in specific is the game, the way it plays, the way it is, it really, really lends itself to essentially not stressing about winning or killing everybody in an engagement, but pick them off in an engagement, right? You kill a guy from that group, then you kill another one, then you kill another one, then you kill another one, and that last guy was the guy that won the game. You know, that last guy was the one that was the kill for the win. His whole team died. He was probably, some rounds probably hit him at one point, ripped his helmet, ripped his vest, because he went down pretty quick, right? So things like that really, really change the way the game plays and also changes the way that you'll play. And I hope that watching something like this will help you improve, and I'm gonna find a way to have you guys send me your clips, and I would love to watch them and do a very similar thing and watch how you guys play and see if I can learn something from you, or maybe I can teach you something. So this has been WebZ, and have a great day.